Hi, it's Cindy Lee. And I thought that caption might grab your attention today. But before I talk about this little special item that's going to be on sale or free for you this weekend, I have to talk about the weather. I traveled again to New York City. Now, I'm not complaining that I get to travel, but the weather has just been crazy. Who would think that from Iowa you'd head to New York City to warm up? Well, I did. It was much warmer weather there. But yesterday, when I came home, a snowstorm came in. I think that snow is just traveling around the country with me right now. So delays in New York, and then delays intersecting in Chicago, and then delays in Iowa. I'm telling you, this is definitely a record book winner for cold and snowfall here in Iowa. And I'm ready for spring. But my cup is really full, and so I should just count my blessings that I get to travel, right? So that is what I'm going to do. I'm going to be thankful that I get to be around all this beautiful white snow. Not really. But I do want to share with you some exciting news. Something that's going to be happening over this weekend that I know you're going to want to take a part of. So the first thing I wanted to do is show you why you want to take a part of this weekend and enjoy these incredible offerings that we're going to have with Limelight. So you've heard me talk about makeup application, using your fingers, using a foundation brush, a buffer brush, a stipple brush. It's whatever you really are most comfortable with. But what I haven't talked about or demonstrated in a while is our incredible sponge. Now, for those of you who are sponge people, you know what I'm talking about, but not all sponges have been created equal. So I love ours. It comes in this cute little box. So if you're looking for a gift idea, this may entice you if you have a young teen who's doing makeup or someone with more mature skin, because this works great on both of them. So does your sponge come in its own little carrying case? That's one of the things I love about this, because it doesn't rest on your counter when you're done, so it's not picking up whatever you have sitting on your counter, or when you toss it in that drawer, it still gets air to it so that it can dry out after you use it, because I always dampen mine a little bit. So this to me is very, very important, and I would always look for this feature in any sponge that I'm going to purchase. So this little guy has a flat surface. It's like applying your foundation, but it also has this very, very tiny point for rolling into those delicate eye areas. Now, I did run this under some water, and I squeeze all of the water out so it just has a little bit of a damp feel to it, because that's how, for me, it works best. So if you pull, particularly with drier skin, a little bit of pulling when you're using your sponge, then that may be something that you're going to want to try too. So when I take my foundation palette, you can just take this. I always just set it in and give it a turn. So one of the things about this is if you have a teenager who's using the sponge, especially a teenager who's prone to acne, grandmas, you know what I'm talking about, then you want to suggest to them maybe scraping a little bit of foundation out and warming it up on the back of their hand so the bacteria on their face, they're not re-putting back into their foundation palette. So just a little tip for that. But I am going to take this, and I have my eye makeup on, but I don't have any foundation on. And if you'll notice, my skin has really improved since using Limelight. I don't have nearly the dark spots that I had when I first started with this company, so that I could go out. Do I go out? No, not really, because I love the finish that it gives me. I think it gives me a much younger look. If you can see, I'm just pressing it in to my skin. Now, the other way that I might apply that is like with the tip going around my eyes. I'm just going to give a little bit of a turn. Just kind of rolling that. And around my nose, where my pores are extra large. Again, I'm going to roll it to put that foundation on. try to go on two sides so I can kind of point out the difference. So you can see a little bit more redness over here than you can on this side where I've evened up, pull my hair back, evened up those skin tones. Now, I am okay with some of these little darker spots coming through. If you have freckles, you don't have to have full coverage. You can let your freckles come through. This is a very buildable foundation. And when you're using this sponge, you can get just the right level of coverage for the look that you're looking for. So again, if I'm going to come over here, now you're going to be able to see how as I go there, it's just covering up that redness. It's a little more awkward direction for me. Now, if you haven't yet tried our foundation and you're curious, reach out to me. I'd be happy to do a color match for you so you know exactly which color foundation you're going to need. And if you're not using our foundation and you have another foundation, this sponge is still incredible. You know, we at Lime Life, our products play well with other products. So again, if you can see just the incredible coverage that I'm getting using this motion, particularly on those large pores that I have on my nose, on my chin. I don't know why those had to get bigger as I age, but you know, sometimes as you age, you're getting all sorts of different things that transpire, right? You just have to learn to embrace those guys because some of it you can't stop, but I can slow down the appearance. And that's what I always want to do. So see, I have great coverage. I'm going to brighten this up a little bit. Should have had that on a little bit brighter all along, right? So you could have seen how it covered some of those spots. So when I get done applying my foundation, I'm going to add just a little bit of color. So I'll go with a little bit of bronzer. It's what I have down here. Use this fan brush. With the bronzer, you can see how I'm just trying to create a little bit of shadowing to make my face look a little bit thinner. I like to kind of jiggle it a little bit when I'm doing that. And I'm just going to go ahead and set it with my powder all over. For that flawless finish. Now, you can apply your bronzer after your powder. You can do it before. There are no rules with makeup. Always remember that. It's whatever works best for you. So, if you are a sponge person, this sponge is absolutely phenomenal. Tune in tomorrow so I can tell you where you can save a little bit of money or how you may be able to get this little guy for free. Because everybody needs a Blendiful in their makeup kit. Remember, if life gives you limes, be the light. Have an amazing day.